everyone. I guess I'm live now. You might be wondering why there's Peppa Pig in the bottom right corner where the student should be. The reason for that is the student who was supposed to be here with us today canceled last minute. I only learned that after I finished my previous class. So I was thinking about just canceling the stream. However, I thought to myself, why not turn it into something positive? Why would I give up on my daily streams? So instead, let's just watch my beautiful club, Partizan Belgrade, demolish our cross-city rivals, Red Star Belgrade, or Crvena Zvezda, as they're better known in the local language. We're currently up by 16, and things are looking great for us. If anybody joins, please do ask any questions you might have related to basketball, related to me, anything really about English. I'd be more than happy to answer. Let's see if anybody joins. But until then, let's just enjoy this. We are in a great position. Fun fact, Partizan hasn't won against Red Star away, so on their court for 10 years, I believe. An entire decade, which is unbelievable. Okay, we scored 2 points somehow after their miss. We're up by 18. Things are indeed looking great. Let me just check. Oh, I need to turn on my chat so I can see if anybody writes something. Give me a moment, guys. I feel so lonely being here alone and not having anyone to talk to. That's why I love having actual students by my side. Oh, hello, Magdalena. Thank you for joining. You are the most loyal viewer. Please ask me something regarding English or regarding basketball. Do you like basketball, Magdalena? Let me know. I'm so sorry I couldn't provide the usual stream, but like I said, some things are just out of my control. Which is the national... Oof, I couldn't see from the emoji. I guess which is the national sport, or what is the national sport? We would use what, not which, as it's a very broad category. So what is the national sport in Serbia? It is football, I must say. It's still more popular than basketball, even though we are much more successful in basketball and other sports. Tennis is quite popular. You might not know that because of Novak Djokovic. He's currently the greatest player of all time, and he is Serbian, so we do like tennis. Oh, great. I'm happy to hear you like basketball. Is it popular in Mexico? I don't think so. I believe Mexico is a very football-oriented country. By the way, guys, we are up by 20 now. So when a team has the lead, you can say they are up by a certain number of points that they're leading by. So in this case, Partizan is up by 20. Okay, we have 3 viewers. Thank you all for joining. Feel free to join the chat with Magdalena. Oh, guys on Kick, if you're watching on Kick now, I won't be able to read your messages, so please come over to YouTube if you are watching on Kick. Hi, teacher. Hi, everyone. Hello, Raisa. I think this is your first time on stream, and I'm so sorry you're here now and not during one of the regular streams. I don't know if you were able to hear the introduction, but my student canceled last minute and I couldn't do the lesson. The topic was supposed to be music and formal versus informal speech, but we'll do it some other time. Not really in Mexico, soccer, baseball. Baseball, really? I didn't know that. I'm genuinely surprised now. I was never a fan of baseball, personally. I've always considered it a bit boring, but I had no idea you guys watched it in Mexico. Raisa, where are you from? Let us know. Red Star are in the possession of the ball now. If you happen not to know the rules, when a team scores beyond this line, this circle, half circle, so to say, they are rewarded 3 points. And if they score within the circle, they are rewarded 2 points. Those are the rules. Although I assume most of you have played basketball, at least in your PE, physical education class in school. The Red Star have missed their shot. However, they might have grabbed a rebound. The rebound is the ball which is grabbed after a miss. So when a team misses a shot, they grab a rebound. Let me see if I could maybe. Oh, I can't write it on screen. I can actually write in the chat. So I can write it in the chat. Let's do it. It's a special lesson, so. No, I can't. Ugh. I have to go to my other one. I think now I can do it. Let's see. Oh yes, here I am. Perfect. So, rebound. The ball grabbed after a miss. Perfect. So that way you can actually get some of the vocabulary I'll be teaching today. I hope the stream is working well for you guys. On my side, it's a bit laggy, maybe because I'm streaming and watching at the same time. But the Red Star have scored 4 points, so unfortunately they are coming closer. But we have free throws. So when a player is fouled while shooting, or if the other team has performed 4 or more fouls, then the other team will be rewarded free throws, which are shots, uncontested shots from the free throw line. This line here in the middle of the smaller circle. I'm from Morocco. My favorite sport is football. Of course, football is the globally popular sport. I think Morocco is in the World Cup, isn't it? I think you are. So what are your predictions for that? What do you expect from your team? I would like to go to the Balkans next year. I hope that Ebola and hantavirus let me travel abroad. Yes, I really hope we don't get locked out of our opportunities to travel. And we have scored another point. Let's go. Let's go, Partizan. I hope you'll be able to visit Magdalena. Have you thought about any particular countries or maybe all of the countries in the region? What are your plans? Now we have the ball and we are up by 17 with minute and 43 seconds to play in the third quarter. Again, if you guys don't know, you can see here there are 4 quarters of 10 minutes played, and that means we have around 11 minutes left in the game. However, with all the stoppage, all the fouls, timeouts, it will definitely take at least a half an hour, if not more. So the Red Star now have the possession. Let's see what happens with that. Possession means you have something. So possession, to have something. It's a noun. And it means to have something. So there's a common sentence: my most precious possession is, and then you can say what it is. For example, I will write my most precious possession, which would be, what would be my most precious possession? That's a good question. I have a signed Partizan jersey. So some Partizan players signed it for me. So my most precious possession is my signed Partizan jersey. Of course, it's not the most valuable one in terms of money, but it is something that I hold dear to my heart. It has some sentimental value. So guys, let me know in the chat what your most precious possession is. While you write that, let me check the game. We are up by 15, which is not great, but we score a 3-pointer. Let's go. We are shooting 9 from 18, 50%. That's actually really good. And now they are reviewing something. Maybe they're trying to check if the player had stepped on the line. If you step on the line, that counts as part of the circle and you only get 2 points. If the shot was from beyond the line, then you get 3 points. Hello, Lucas. Welcome. So glad to see you again. How are you feeling today? It's a tour that includes, so a tour is singular. We need to use the S for the third person singular in the verb. Albania, Serbia, Croatia, Bosnia, Macedonia, Bulgaria, Greece. Perfect. You've covered all the countries. I love your plan. I hope that you will have a great time in Serbia. And obviously, when you are around, if I'm available, we could meet and I could show you around. Maybe even film a video for all the viewers practicing some English. It would be a great thing. I had a student visit me last year. I took him to a Partizan game. Actually, if you've seen the stream with Tommaso, where we spoke about fans and the Ultras world, he was the guy who came to visit. Yeah, I'm so sorry, Lucas, you won't have a proper lesson today. I was really hoping to teach you guys about music and about different types of speech, the formal and informal expressions, but my student canceled last minute. However, I've decided to do something positive and talk to you guys and watch my favorite team play. So we are up by 17 again. Things are looking great. We can focus on learning English. If you have any questions about English, it doesn't have to be related to basketball, about conditionals, vocabulary, techniques, anything, I'd be more than glad to answer. We are shooting 54.2% for 2. It's not bad. It's not bad. I can't complain. The Red Star have the possession and they've scored a 3-pointer. Okay, down to 14. When the team is behind, we can say they are trailing. So in this case, a Red Star are trailing by 14 now. So to trail, to be behind in points. So, oh my God, I'm so bad at typing. Guys, my fingers are quite thick and my phone is, well, relatively small. So when I'm typing, I can often just make typos. And I'm really allergic to them. I hate misspelling things. I hate writing incorrect stuff. Do you have the same struggle, the same issue? But people have told me buy a larger phone. However, I just love having smaller, convenient, compact phones. When a phone is too large, it is really inconvenient. And if you watch the stream last night, you'll know that inconvenient means it makes your life more difficult. And when you put a huge phone in your pocket, yeah, it is quite inconvenient. Points per game scored. So the Red Star actually has more points per game on average, but it doesn't matter as we are up by 14, and I think we're going to win this one. We should be good. What else could I teach you? I mean, there's really nothing that I can tell you now without a proper lesson. I hope you know the name of this one. So this is the basket. That's why it's called basketball. However, you will hear many people refer to that as the hoop. So the hoop is a colloquial American name. So when you hear that a person is a hooper, it means they're a basketball player. And that comes from the name of this part where the ball goes, where it's supposed to go, at least. I've always wanted to be a professional basketball player, but unfortunately, due to my height, which is only 185 centimeters, I wasn't able to go pro. But the pros from Partizan are doing a great job. They've scored another three-pointer. We're up by 17 again with less than 10 minutes to go. I can smell victory. I can smell victory, guys. And they've missed their three-point attempt. It is all going well. Lucas, okay, let's see. Magdalena has written something. Yes, sometimes it's difficult to write on the phone. Changes words. Yes, autocorrect, right? The autocorrect is the worst. It's supposed to help you, but in practice, it makes everything more difficult. And if you are writing in English, more difficult. Yes, it is. It is more difficult. Absolutely. So I don't know why I still have the autocorrect option on. I don't even know how to turn it off, but it only works when you're drunk. When you're drunk, it might help, but unless you're drunk, it won't really do anything good for you. Red Star have missed another three-point attempt. They're only shooting 31.6%. That is bad news for them. And they've missed a two-pointer and then grabbed a rebound. Remember what we said about a rebound. They've grabbed the missed shot and then scored a two-pointer. Okay, that's fair. That's fine. And then we miss on the other side. Our percentages are exactly at 50% now. Still pretty good for basketball. Okay, a personal foul. It should be fine. It should be fine. What topics would you like to see in the future, guys? Give me some suggestions. What is something you are struggling with? What means jersey? That's a really good thing. Thank you, Lucas, for that question, because I need to teach something very important. When you are asking for the meaning of something in the present simple tense, this is the question you have to form. What does X mean? That is the formula. So it doesn't matter what you're going to ask. It's always going to be, what does this mean? What does that mean? What does jersey mean in this case? And jersey is the uniform worn by professional athletes. So if you watch football, basketball, volleyball, they all have a jersey. It's usually made from some special material that is lighter, more breathable than a regular t-shirt, and it will be made with the crest, the logo from the team, and their colors. That is a jersey. So a jersey, the uniform worn by, so the top part. So the uniform, of course, it could be other parts, but the top part of the uniform, the shirt in brackets, worn by professional players or professional athletes in football, basketball, etc. It's actually a nice topic, the football jerseys. They are actually a form of art. I don't know, do you like watching football, Lucas? Do you like football? Because I do love football in addition to basketball, and I've seen some amazing jerseys. Every year, every football team, basketball team gets new jerseys, and it's incredible to see them. I think we're going to see World Cup jerseys very soon, if they haven't been released already. So I would love to see what Brazil has in store. But Brazil usually has very simple jerseys, just the yellow color, a yellow jersey. You don't like experimenting, I guess. By the way, regarding the game, we are up by 19. Usually the games are not this easy for us. It is usually much closer, much tighter, but tonight is a good night. I think the players realized I wasn't feeling happy, so they decided to treat me with a game. To treat someone could have two different meanings. One meaning could be the medical side, so you receive medical treatment and treat the wound, but a treat could also mean candy. So when you treat someone like that, you do something nice for them or you give them a gift. That is another meaning of treating. I don't like crazily as it's common, but I like, yeah. The Brazilians can be pretty crazy regarding football. I know that. So what is your favorite team? Do you have a favorite team? If you do, you can tell me the color of the jersey of your favorite team. For example, Partizan, I don't know, you can't see here, or you can see the Peppa Pig. You can see Peppa Pig wearing the Partizan jersey, and our jerseys are usually black or black and white. That's it. They suggested introducing. We need to use introducing the ing form as suggest is followed by gerund. So they suggested in the past introducing another color, but the supporters didn't receive it well. It's the yellow one, our loved one. Yes, yes, it's the beloved yellow color. Sometimes it's best not to mess with it. There is that common expression. I don't know if you know it. I'll write in chat. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now, grammatically speaking, this expression is not very correct. Ain't isn't really recognized by the standard grammar, and it should be if it ain't broken, but it's used by Americans. I love black jerseys. Yes, I love black and white. And Magdalena, to answer your other question, what is your favorite sport brand? Is that the question? Well, I would say, what is your favorite sports brand? Sports brand. I believe when we talk about sports in general, I would put the S there. What is your favorite sports brand? But the structure otherwise is correct. We can debate whether it should be sport brand or sports brand. I think that sports is more common. Let me just confirm for you. Sports brand. Yeah. Sports brand. Definitely. It is the preferred version. Sports brand or athletic brand, sporting brand even I can find, but I don't really see sport brand. So sports brand. Sports brands. Have you guys watched Peppa the Pig when you were kids? It wasn't my favorite cartoon, but I don't know, I felt like Peppa would look good in a Partizan jersey, so I chose her as the mascot of tonight's class. Uh, Back to the game. Ah, we are so far away. What is this? 16. I was never good at maths. I was never good at it. In school, in Serbia, our school marks go from 1 to 5, with 1 being the worst and 5 being the best. I'm really curious how it works in Brazil and Mexico. So our marks, our grades go from 1 to 5. 1 is the worst, 5 is the best. In Germany, for example, 1 is the best, 5 is the worst. And why did I bring that up? Because I've always had 5s from most subjects, in particular English, but when it came to math, I had a 2, which means I barely passed the grade. It wasn't good. We're back. Free throws, 2-point shots, 3-point shots. We're leading in all categories. Fouls 22 to 19 for Red Star. Rebounds 26 to 22 for us. And timeouts 4 to 2 for Red Star. Game summary, we've had the biggest lead, which was 20 points. And we've scored our longest run was 11 consecutive points. Consecutive means happening in a sequence without interruption. Consecutive. So happening in a sequence without interruption. Actually, it's not so bad, guys. Thank you so much for joining. I thought it would be really boring being here alone without a student, but with you guys in the chat, it is much nicer. Thank you so much for being here. And obviously, I would like to thank Partizan players for putting in a good performance. Let's go back. 1 to 10, 7 the maximum, the minimum to be approved. Really? So it goes from 1 to 10, but 7 is the minimum to pass. That's strange, isn't it? I mean, why would it be so high if it goes from 1 to 10? So if I get a 3, I fail. And if you get a 6, you fail too, even though you're significantly better than I am. It's an interesting concept. In Mexico, 1 to 10, same, and 6 is the minimum to approve. Well, to pass, right? To pass the grade. The minimum to pass. Or to be approved. But we pass the grade. When we are, let's say, in grade 6 of school, and we need to go to grade 7, we pass grade 6, and we advance further, or we pass that subject. So in Serbia, it's 1 through 5, 5 being the best, and 2 being the minimum to pass. Okay, that's how I would write it regarding Serbia's standards, Serbia's concept. But don't be surprised when you meet German, because if they have all 1s, they're actually a genius. And if they have all 6s or 5s, they would be a really horrible student. Of course, 6-7 reappears. Yes. That's right. 6-7 has to be there. It has to be mentioned. Topics: climate change, traveling, health and fitness, animals, business, big cities. Great ideas, Magdalena. I love them all. Tomorrow the topic is going to be, I can tell you now, it is video games, and the focus will be the Oreo structure. I don't know if you guys know what Oreo is. It is a method of expressing your opinions. So you first give your opinion. For example, I like Partizan. Then you give the reason why you like them. You give an experience, an explanation from your personal life, and then you restate your opinion. But more about that tomorrow. Then on Saturday, we will have a class, Magdalena. Our grammar focus will be conditionals, but the topic, actually you can choose the topic, Magdalena. What would you like to discuss on Saturday? So our focus in terms of grammar will be the revision of conditionals, but you can tell me, in which topic I should evolve those conditionals. Would you like climate change, traveling? Anything you say goes. I endorse the Magdalena's topics. Perfect. You got some proper endorsement. If you have any ideas of your own, Lucas, please let me know. Oh, what's happening, guys? I was busy chatting, and all of a sudden, our lead is down to 12. I don't like that. It doesn't look good. But we should be able to win in the end. Hum. 12 points. win probability, only 4% for Red Star. So that should mean our win is secured. But you never know. I love traveling topics. Yes, considering you've been to India and I don't know where else you've been. I just remember India, and that was the most incredible destination, the most extraordinary one, at least. And now you're planning a Balkans tour. What was your favorite destination? I guess it must be India, right, Magdalena? But we're going to talk about traveling. It's a good topic. We can talk about, obviously, your future plans using the first conditional, how travel makes you feel using the zero conditional, your ideal destinations using the second conditional, and then obviously maybe some regrets or things that you would like to change about the past using the third conditional. So it's a great topic to combine with that. Great. I'm looking forward to that. Just please don't cancel last minute like my today's student. Otherwise, we'll be watching some football or basketball again and not teaching a proper lesson. Oh, we've missed another shot. Okay, things are getting interesting. At least we're going to have a tense finish. We've committed a foul. So the verb that we use in addition to foul is commit. To commit, to commit, to perform, to do, to make or do. So when we say he committed the crime, he did the crime. When we say he committed a foul, he made the foul. It's a more advanced form of those two verbs. For climate changes, I'd say the super El Nino. For traveling, I'd say experiences in airports and the English necessity. For health, I'd say the internet standards. Great suggestions. I'll take a screenshot so we can discuss all that in the future. A globetrotter. Yes, you indeed are a globetrotter. What does it mean? Write in the chat in case others don't know. What's a globetrotter? And we've scored 2 points. Yeah, okay. Back to a more comfortable lead. Things should end well for us. And the Red Star have the ball now, but they're passing it around. And I don't think they're going to do anything. They've lost it, it seems. They've turned it over. When a team loses the ball, we call it a turnover. So a turnover when a team loses the possession, loses possession without taking a shot. So if you shoot the ball, shoot at the basket, and you miss, we don't consider that to be a turnover. But if you have the ball and the opposing team players steal it from you, or you throw it out of bounds, you throw it out of the playing field, then you've committed a turnover. I'm not going to cancel, Pinky Promise. I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm happy to be in your class. Yes, please don't be nervous. You've seen how it works multiple times by now. We are all here to improve our English and obviously just create a healthy atmosphere like we are doing now. So mistakes are more than welcome, as that is the only way to improve. So please feel comfortable. But what's a globetrotter, Magdalena? You have to explain that for us. How would you define the word? Don't Google the definition. Just give me your definition of a globetrotter. We have the possession with how much? Less than 120, with 100 seconds left to play. So if we score here, and we've scored a 3-pointer, that's the dagger. The dagger is the term used when somebody seals the game, when somebody confirms the outcome, the win of a team. And this is the dagger. So we were up by 10. Now we're up by 13 with less than 100 seconds to be played. We're going to win this, guys. The dagger, the basket, which confirms the winner of the match. It's some slang term. So if you are able to use this in a conversation with a native speaker, they're going to be impressed that you know what the dagger is. But in case you don't know the original meaning, a dagger is a small knife that was used in hand-to-hand combat in the past in many wars. So that was the meaning of the dagger outside of basketball, outside of its idiomatic meaning. Still waiting for the definition of a globetrotter. Magdalena, where are you? If you don't give it to Lucas, I'll have to explain what a globetrotter is. Okay, there you are. A globetrotter is a person who travels abroad a lot because they like to meet new people and meet different cultures. Yes, that's right. Meet different cultures, learn about different cultures. Perfect. I wouldn't have said it any better myself. When did you become a globetrotter? When did you catch this travel virus? Or actually, you don't have to tell me. Save it for our lesson. Let's not reveal too much now. Save it for the proper class. Nice, I didn't know the concept. Thank you. Lucas, you are lucky to be here with us. And Lucas, we are expecting you to join the class too as a student. So when you feel ready, let me know on Instagram and we'll arrange a session with you too. We can talk about anything you like. What are your favorite topics, Lucas? You've written climate change, internet standards, airport, but I guess those were just suggestions for our lesson topics. What are your personal hobbies and preferences? Let me know. We have the possession with 50 seconds to go. If we score here, but I mean, we don't really have to score. It's obvious we're going to win. But if we do score, okay, we missed the three-pointer. Either way, oh, I'm getting ready. There we go. So as soon as you're feeling fully ready, you'll have to hop on and have a nice chat with Magdalena and all the other lovely people in the audience. Guys on Kick, by the way, if anybody's watching on Kick, I'm so sorry I didn't have my Kick messages available, but I appreciate you joining. You can hop on YouTube anytime you like and join the chat there with Lucas and Magdalena. 5 seconds to go. I think it is official now. This was the semifinals game of the ABA League, and with this win, Partizan are confirmed to go through to the finals, where they will likely face off with Dubai Basketball Club. 89-78, the final score. A very comfortable win for Partizan, which was rather unexpected, however, I believe well-deserved. Looking at the stats, we shot 17 from 21, whereas Red Star shot 15 from 22. A much better percentage for us. Significantly better percentages from both 2-point and 3-point shots, especially regarding 3-pointers. We shot at 50%, which is quite high. We've committed fewer fouls, had one more rebound, not significant in that department. And obviously, we've led throughout most of the game. Red Star only held the lead for a brief moment in the first quarter, only for 1 minute and 37 seconds. Did you ask Peppa Pig if she likes canned fish? No. I don't think that Peppa would enjoy it. Peppa looks like someone who prefers Perhaps some fresh food, some fresh carrots, apples. Look at her; she's so healthy. Her face is red. There's a good blood flow. I believe she doesn't like eating canned food, unlike me. And the joke of canned fish, could you explain to me? Well, the joke comes from my early streams. So I've had maybe one or two, three streams before you started joining Magdalena. And during those streams, I would always ask about canned food. As prior to the stream, there was one day when I posted my breakfast, which was a canned tuna. And then the joke started. Oh, actually, now I remember. There was one stream with Daniel. You might remember him. And during that stream, we had a picture of canned fish. And he called canned fish disgusting, slimy. Whereas it is obviously something I eat almost every day. And from there on, I made a decision to basically ask every student whether they like canned fish or not. But for example, I forgot to ask Pinar yesterday, so it's nothing serious, just a running joke with my students. Thanks a lot, Teach. Thank you so much for being here the whole time. Raisa, please chat and ask more questions next time. It would be a pleasure to answer any questions you might have. We'll be back tomorrow with a proper lesson where we will learn about the Oreo structure, how to respond and express your opinions. So stay tuned for that. I like to talk about current topics. I struggle to define specific ones. I like to comment about whatever is popping up. Perfect. So Lucas, we'll just do a daily news session. Why not? We could do a daily news session and talk about it. So guys in the chat, if you have any final questions, anything you'd like to know, please ask. And if not, I'll be ending the stream as the game is over. Treat this as a Q&A part of the class. If you have any questions for me or anything else, let me know. I'll tell you my opinion. I hope your opinion is positive, Magdalena. If it's not, I might have to cancel our lesson. Of course, I am kidding. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion, but I will make sure to ask you about how much you like canned fish and rate it from 1 to 10. Nice class as always. Well, it wasn't great. It wasn't, let's be realistic. Let's be honest. It wasn't as great as usual. I love to have a proper structure to my classes, having the picture description where we learn some new vocabulary, having the grammar focus. This one was really on the fly. It was an improvisation, but thanks to you guys in the chat, I was still able to have a good time. Thank you so much for joining. If there are no more questions, I'll be ending the stream now. Wishing everybody who is in Europe and Africa a good night. Thank you so much for being here, Raisa, Sarah, and to the guys over the Atlantic Ocean, Magdalena and Lucas. Have a great day, guys. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.